All right, what I'm going to ask you to do here is to open up the file that'll give access to you as the Excel payroll worksheet, as you can see on the top of the page. So you'll be given this workbook, and what you're going to be asked to do is you're going to be asked to put your name here in the top in cell A2. So you can go ahead and type that in. All right, you'll be given the title of manager, and what your job here is to complete this worksheet. What you will have to do, and one of the big things that is a positive of using Microsoft Excel or any spreadsheet, is it performs calculations for you. And so we give you the names of different employees here, their employee number, which has nothing to do with the actual payroll itself in terms of how much they make, but we look at the number of hours that they make and how much they are being paid. So what you're going to first do is figure out what the total salary is. So anytime you're starting out with a calculation in Excel, you always start with the equal sign. So you type the equal sign. You can either type it in the cell here itself, or when you clicked in the cell, you'll see it appear on the formula bar. And then instead of typing like the number 40 times 9.5, we're going to have you click in cells or type the cell out. So I'll show you why. So what we want to do is figure out total salary. To figure out the total salary is you take the hours worked times the regular pay. And then you go ahead and hit enter. And that gives you $380. The reason we have you type those cells in, and you can see up here on the formula bar that it allows us to change it, is that if, let's say, instead of we put in, it should have been 36 instead of 40, then this number changes automatically right away. But if we had put in just the 40 times 9.5, then we would have to go and actually change this formula again, which is kind of a nice feature. So what you'll do is you'll go all the way across and put in those calculations to get all the way to net pay. So instead of having to do every single one of these calculations, we're typing in this, times, here we go, and hit enter. There's a neat little feature here that if you click on the cell, you can be the first one here, the second one where there's a calculation, and I'll zoom in here a bit, is you'll be able to see this little square in the bottom right corner. This is called an autofill feature. And what you can do is you can drag it down if you have a calculation, and then Excel is going to make an attempt to understand what you are trying to do with these formulas. So in this case, we have a formula in this cell, C9 times D9. And what you're going to do is you're going to copy that formula down all the way. So if you hover between, I'm going to move this over just a little bit so we have all our information, you get that little rectangle here, or square in the bottom right corner. Wait till it gets a plus sign, click and hold it down, and then if you drag it all the way down, you'll see the calculations are done for you. So you'll see in cell E12, it took C12, which is this number, times D12, which is your hourly rate. And then what you'll do here is you'll also need to do totals, and you could have done that the same way, but the other feature with this is called the sum feature. And again, in this case, instead of having to do the equal sign, there's what's called auto sum. If you click on auto sum, it's going to guess what numbers you want added together. Go ahead and click that, and you hit enter, and it puts the number in there for you. So what your job is here to do is to complete this worksheet all the way through net pay for every single person, include the totals for all of them as well. You're going to center the title across the worksheet, include a graphic somewhere in the worksheet that would represent payroll. Put a double underline below all totals and a single line above the total line, and adjust the columns as needed so it fits onto one sheet. Okay? And I will come around and help you with that to figure that out. But to help you with this, you're going to figure out Social Security, you will always take the total salary times the percentage. Always start with the equal sign, click in the cell that's needed, times, and in this case it's 0.062, and you can fill that down. So you add up all the deductions here. Once you get them done, you could do what's called the sum feature, which gathers up a bunch of data. Select all of these, hit enter, and that puts that number in there. And figure out the net pay, taking your total salary minus deductions. And that should be all, and you can always ask for help to complete this assignment.